Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. And we want to thank you for taking time to meet us virtually like this today. While we both feel a little uncomfortable in front of the camera making a video about ourselves, we know it's probably a great way for you to get a sense of who we are. And so we're going to give you a little introduction to our lives.
Here we go. David and I first met in 2009 in San Francisco. We were set up on a blind date by a mutual friend. And then in 2014, that same friend married us in Colorado.
And here we are in Colorado, almost 6 years since then, fall of 2020, celebrating our wedding anniversary and 10 years of being a couple. And we've been reflecting on the journey that has brought us here to you today. And that started, way back when. We started trying to get pregnant pretty much right after we got married, and we tried for years. And
I had a few miscarriages, and then we decided to talk about adoption. And so we met with Adoption Options about 2 years ago in the fall of 2018.
And so here we are today, a lot closer, we feel like, now than we were 2 years ago to the actual time when we will be adopting and starting our own family. We live in a small mountain town in southwest Colorado surrounded by national forests. We bought our first house here last year in anticipation of raising our family. This area has always felt like the best place for a child to grow up. We have a wonderful community of neighbors and friends here, some that I've known for more than 20 years. Most of these friends and neighbors have kids, and they range in age from babies to recent high school graduates. There's even 3 adopted families within like a 2-block radius of where we live.
I've been watching these kids grow up here for the past 10 of those years, and it looks to me like they are living the best life. There is a kind of freedom that comes from living in a small, safe community like ours. They can run around and play and just be kids together. And someone else's mama or daddy is looking out for them just like their own. The opportunity for education, culture, and adventure that is available here for kids, and adults for that matter, feels pretty special and rare. Our school district was rated top in the state last year. The summer brings art, music, and film festivals, and the skiing, biking, and river access is right out the front door. We feel fortunate to call this place home.
We live a pretty simple but rich life, and we really like hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
We like to spend lazy Sunday mornings making pancakes, drinking coffee, and listening to records, and then doing house projects in the afternoon. We love our evenings on our deck, reading or catching up with friends. Most of our weekends, we're outside. In the spring, when there's still snow on the ground, we escape to the desert, which is actually really close to us, to get warm and explore our favorite landscape.
We spend a lot of time camping on the weekends in the spring and fall. And when summer comes, we're hiking, mountain biking, paddleboarding, and hanging in the park with friends for the many music festivals that come to town. Music is a pretty big part of our life. It's always playing in the house, and we love going to see live shows. We've really missed the live music this summer and can't wait to see shows with our friends again. And then when the snow flies, it's time to ski and snowboard.
I grew up in South Carolina in a tight-knit family with an older sister who I'm really close with. My parents were high school sweethearts, and recently celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. I have a niece that just graduated from college, and I usually see my family about twice a year. We talk on the phone pretty regularly. They're totally on board with adoption, and they're really excited for us. After college, I moved to San Francisco, where I lived for about 20 years before David and I moved to Colorado. During those San Francisco years, I juggled a mix of jobs, restaurant jobs and creative gigs. And my favorite job was designing and decorating kids' rooms. I love making things with my hands, crafty art projects, sewing and painting. Right now, I'm working on a little gift for a new baby friend to hang in his nursery. I had a crafty mom, which I remember being so fun as a kid, and I'm really excited to be the same kind of mom.
I was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee, and right after college, I moved to Telluride and called Telluride home for about 14 years before deciding to go on a big city adventure. And I moved to New York and then San Francisco, and that's where Sarah and I started our relationship. And before we decided to move back here in 2018, because we decided this would be a much better place to raise our child. Let's see, I have an older sister. She lives about an hour away. A younger sister lives in Georgia. And in the spring of 2019, Sarah and I helped move my mom out to Montrose, which is about an hour and a half away from us, so that she could be closer to us and what will eventually be her first ever grandchild, which she's really excited about.
She's already making some quilts for babies.
Yeah. And let's see, as far as work goes, I started, like Sarah, I had a bunch of different jobs earlier in my life, and in 2008 started focusing on a project with a new friend. We teamed up and started a candle company and got it off the ground at the end of 2009, early 2010, and it's been growing ever since. I've been running that from day one.
And I joined David in 2015, so we have been working together for about 5 years. We have a great time working together. We have a little office in town, and the freedom and flexibility that comes with working together and working for ourselves, I think is really going to come in handy when it's time for baby.
Yeah.
Thank you again for taking some time to get to know us.